Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K Now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next few hours, along with Nick. And morning, Nick. And Steve is here.
Good morning, everybody.
And Spence is here.
Hello. Hello. Is there an echo in here? Hello.
Hello. No.
No.
And we're waiting for Mike to land. Our number is 919-518-9773. Computers 2K Voice on Skype. What did you say?
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I've already derailed the show.
Today's show is being brought to you by Adamus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals. And the broadcast is also made possible by Telestream Wirecast software.
Yeah.
And it's December the 7th.
And it's December the 7th. And you know what's December the 7th, Nick?
It's today.
It's today. Computers 2K Now Day.
What is December 7th?
No clue.
Come on.
No, I'm. It's too
You're
early.
not good in
morning.
history, huh?
I've been up for like 15 minutes. I'm sorry.
Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah, that is today.
Yep.
I should know that.
Well, why you should know that?
Well, I do know that. I should have been able to recall that.
Yep. Merle says infamy. That's right. So what's happening?
Not a whole lot.
Steve, how are things across the pond?
Well, they've been quiet this week. I haven't had a great deal to do. It's quite a slow news week, actually. I've been sort of digging through thinking, well, that's not really going to be interesting. Well, Amnon will have that one. There's not really a great deal to talk about, actually. It's quite boring. Although it's leading up to Christmas and everyone's gone completely nuts about Christmas already, and we still got, 2 weeks to go.
There was a story, actually it was a non-story because of the way it was being reported, but the federal government, many agencies have been hacked, and they're keeping quiet about it. They're not making a big deal out of it. They're like, oh, business as usual. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But it turns out that North Korea and China have both launched major cyber attacks against our federal agencies. They said one of them breached the power infrastructure, the power grid, and no big deal. And at the same time this stuff is going on, they're in talks with China, going to sign a new trade agreement. It's like, I think we'd stop and talk about this before we worked on any agreements.
Well, it's not even only the federal government. They also hacked Sony and released it was like 3 or 4 digital downloads for some new movies that are supposed to be out. So
and all the personal information for employees, actors, and producers, and directors, and freelancers. All that stuff has all been put out there. Home addresses, but the Social Security number one is. Oh, and they've been making threats to expand that. It turns out it's probably a lot worse than what's being reported.
Way to go to annoy the hackers, eh?
I guess
yeah,
they
it's pretty,
I guess they figured that the government is busy with the people that can't breathe and that holding their hands up and all that, that
Oh
they
yeah.
can do that. So
I
they're
think
not going to.
Amazon's also trying to do something similar as well. Did you read where they've the Amazon Fire box where they've bricked it? If anyone's um, changed the firmware on it, one of the new updates bricks the box and you can't go back.
Oh,
I did not see that.
Yep. So they got the new Fire Stick out, but the original box, the Amazon Fire box, if it's been updated with firmware that you've done yourself, in other words, you've hacked into it, the new update bricks it, and there's no way of going back. So I imagine they'll be next on the hackers list.
Interesting.
That's the only bit of news I
yeah.
had this week, so I thought I'd get it out the way quick while I was still on the tip of my memory. Sorry if I blew anyone else's thunder with it.
Oh no. No problemo. I apologize for being distracted because I'm still working on the specials. I did 2 of the vendors last night, and Best Buy was not available in a preview.
Oh, that's
And I
okay.
had,
You go ahead and
oh, I'm doing it. No,
get it ready. Get it.
if
Let's go, man.
I
Do
look
what?
distant for a few seconds, that's what I'm doing. So
So let's go. Hit us with some news. Let's Spence finish the specials.
Yep.
I think we all need to email them and say, "Oi, get your act together. Spencer needs to get his specials
I'm
sorted out."
sorry, I'm slacking off on the job.
No, not you. We need to contact Best Buy and the ones that aren't doing their job right, so you can do your job on
Yeah,
time.
it'd be nice if it was up there the night before. I don't think they do it though.
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, honestly, like, what is the benefit of not putting it up the night before?
Yeah, especially because at 10 o'clock at night, how many more people are going to buy off this week's list and not wait for tomorrow?
Exactly.
And they could always leave those prices up online and just publish the new.
The doc.
Yeah, it's interesting. I also went to Tiger Direct because they're back to having a weekly brochure,
Mhm.
and they didn't publish the next day either.
Interesting.
Last night. So I could have had it done last night. Also could have
Perhaps
gotten
it's
up a little
because
early
Christmas
this
is
morning.
coming.
Yeah, they're busy
They're busy doing their shopping.
marking prices and stuff.
So anyway, during an in-court proceedings of Apple's iPod iTunes antitrust lawsuit on Wednesday, plaintiffs' lawyers claimed Apple superstitiously deleted songs not purchased through the iTunes Music Store from users' iPods.
What?
Yeah. Attorney Patrick Coughlin, representing a class of individuals and businesses, said the Apple intentionally wiped songs downloaded from competing services when users performed a sync with their iTunes library, reports the Wall Street Journal. As explained by the publication, users attempting to sync an iPod with an iTunes library containing music from a rival service, such as Real Networks, would see an ambiguous error message without prompting them to perform a factory reset. After restoring the device, users would find all non iTunes music had disappeared. It is unclear if iTunes or iPod encountered a legitimate problem, though Coughlin seems to be intimating Apple manufactured the error message as part of a supposed gambit to stop customers from using their iPod to play back music from stores other than iTunes. For its part, Apple said the system was a safety measure installed to protect users.
Yeah, right.
Protect them
Wow.
from spending money somewhere else.
I mean, I would be really pissed off if I went and downloaded music from other places and maybe even paid for it,
I'd
But
be
you know,
extremely upset.
but you know what the funny thing is? It's not this type of stuff is not unprecedented because Amazon, when they offered their cloud service for people to upload their music, they changed the terms of conditions after a while and said, well, now in order for you to get to that music, you have to pay a fee. You can only get to so many titles. If you want your entire library, you have to pay X number of dollars. And they changed the way the player worked. So they did things midstream and it caused a lot of people to say, oh, no, I'm going to move somewhere else. And that's not a trivial task, especially if you don't have your music backed up locally, you have it sitting in the cloud to download it all and re-upload it again when you have
it's just
thousands and
amazing.
thousands of songs.
Just goes to show that you don't really own what you think you own.
Nope.
It's just a license for as long as we want you to have it.
Yeah, but I mean, they can do it to their own music, but I don't know how they can do it to other music. They can
No,
license for as long as we want you to have it. But
What
I
gives
would
them
like
the
to.
right to come into your device and delete something from your device?
yeah,
I'd like to know what the EULA says about this
oh,
because
we'll never hear.
it's probably in there saying that we can remove things that we consider malicious.
We'll
And
probably
it's like,
never
well,
hear
what do you
about it.
consider malicious? It's like any other vendor's um, music.
You'd probably agree to give them your firstborn as well.
Wow, it's amazing.
But nobody
Yeah,
reads these terms of services now. I mean, they're pages and pages and pages long. Unless you understand legalese and you've got an hour to read it, who's going to read it? Nobody does.
You're right.
Well, apart from Mike. Mike will read it all from letter to
I
letter. But
don't think that even Mike would read it.
No, there. If you have Steve, you have Netflix.
no, I don't have anything like that.
If anybody has Netflix, terms and conditions may apply. Need to watch that. It's something like if you had to read all the terms and conditions from all the services, like the average person is signed up for, it would be like something like 10 or 20,000 hours to read it all. Some insane amount of time.
Yeah, and lawyers made a bunch of money for that.
Exactly.
And continue to do so because they're constantly fighting to say, it's in the terms of service, you should have read it.
It was written for the zombie apocalypse, something to read as the world collapses. Keep your mind off of it.
I'm
Yep.
sure there's some really nice lawyers out there.
Nick,
They
did you
can't
get
all be bad.
did you get the story I sent you yesterday about the new
Yeah.
broadcasting? I mean,
Yeah.
is that something that's important for gamers?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Now here, this is a story from yesterday that I mean from last week that I didn't get to, but it's interesting. When governments, utilities, and corporations need to protect their most sensitive data, they create what's called an air gap network.
Mm-hmm.
Spence, did you ever hear about? I never heard that.
Describe it, because I think I know what it means, but
It says
describe what it is.
it involves storing information on computers that are never connected to the internet, an extreme method of isolation designed to prevent any chance of data leaking out.
Yeah, so what you do is you'd go to Best Buy, you'd buy a $300 Acer laptop, you'd open it up and you'd never connect it to the internet and then put your sensitive information on it. And it's air gap. It's never connected to the internet.
But how do you access that data? I mean, it's not just
It
for
depends on
storage,
what the data is.
Like, all right, so somebody gives you an encrypted flash drive.
right?
You buy your $300 laptop at the store and you
Right.
put it on the computer, and now there is no chance that anybody else besides you is viewing that data, and it's not getting backed up anywhere or anything. It's totally isolated from the net. Never connected, never will be.
So it's
And
sort
when
of
you're
like
done with it, you
one.
just kind of destroy the computer and the hard drive.
one person can look at it.
Well, no, you can give it to you can let other people look at it, but the whole point is it's not, you don't have to worry about the computer being connected to the internet and then getting hacked. It's never connected to the internet. So that there's an air gap between it and the rest of the world.
But
No,
again,
no, it
it
says
can only be used for certain types of information, because think about what would you use it for? If it was just for, like, you're working on a manuscript to a new book and you don't want anybody to get it, or if you've got financial records that are sensitive that you would never want someone to see. But the point is that it's only useful. It's barely useful in most cases with applications and all that. It's very specific.
Yeah, it's got to be like really secret, like possibly like government information or something like that to do the air
well,
gap thing.
okay, so air gap networks were once considered the magic bullet for securing data. But researchers from Ben Gurion University in Israel have found a way to compromise those machines. Once a computer is infected with a particular kind of virus, hackers can trick the PC into relaying information that can be wirelessly retrieved from a mobile phone located outside of the room. The technology won't be used to steal something as innocuous as your Gmail password. This is some Mission Impossible stuff that a cyber espionage gang or state sponsored hacker might use to access extremely valuable secrets. The scenario is that you can go to a secure facility and leave your cell phone at the entrance. Um, the virus will send the data to your phone. Computerized medical equipment, military defense, and critical infrastructure systems are usually isolated from the internet. The university findings have ignited a discussion within cybersecurity circles about the effectiveness of air gap networks.
What the I
Since
want to
the
know, how do they get the virus on the
well,
machine? Is
they
that the guy who sneaks in there with the black hood on and
well,
sits at the computer and plugs in the
I
flash
mean, come
drive
on,
and
they can
infects?
put the virus on something. I mean, you know, this I don't know about this. They ignited a discussion within cybersecurity circles about the effectiveness of air gap networks. Since the lab published its findings, its website and YouTube video got more than 100,000 views combined. According to the university, not bad for university research on a highly technical topic. The researchers are now working on ways to mitigate the effect of such a breach. They say they have yet to find a way to protect against the attack other than to store equipment in special metal enclosures or to build walls thick enough to scramble radio frequencies and block the transmission.
So there's a major gap in the story to tell you how they get the virus on the
How
machine.
they get it in. That's why they were
Yeah.
talking about Mission Impossible and all that.
Well,
Here,
they need to
here,
pay
here,
attention
here.
to what they did on Battlestar Galactica, because the only reason the Galactica survived was because they were not on the grid and were not infected by the Cylons. Now there you go.
Well, here's the way that they're talking about. Even the thin paper thin walls, the heist wouldn't be simple to pull off. Before you can siphon data out, you need to somehow get the virus onto a computer. That would probably involve getting a person with physical access to the hardware to knowingly or unknowingly plug in an infected USB stick. The malware can reprogram the PC's graphics card to transmit signal over the display cable that can be picked up by a nearby mobile device. The signals are
Amnon, do you
sent.
remember this story from years ago? How your CRT actually broadcasts frequency,
Yeah,
and that people could you could sit out in front of somebody's house and with the correct antenna actually see what's on their
right.
monitor.
You
Yeah,
can.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, it's not something that your everyday hacker can do, but that's what they meant. You know, they're saying that it takes the point here is, hey, it's not secured. Be watch out. Now let's see who just called in.
Hey, Amnon, it's Merle.
Hey, Merle.
How are you?
Fine. What's going on?
Good.
Hey,
you know,
hey, wait. Before that, Nick. Come on, I want to hear. I want to hear that Sunday morning. Oh shoot, you don't have it. Okay, never mind.
I do.
All good Sunday morning.
There we go.
Yes, it is.
What's up?
Hey, you know, I called because you guys are talking about something that I deal with on a daily basis when you talk about air gap systems. And I know this sounds like it's kind of whacked out and futuristic stuff, but, I mean, it's something that I've been dealing with for 20 years, and we call it in the Air Force EMSEC, or emission security. And it sounds like high-speed, you know, super spy stuff, but, I mean, this is a real deal. And like I said, I have to deal with it on a daily basis. It's amazing how easy one could pull this off. And the way you get somebody to put something on a computer that's air-gapped, go back to the day of Stuxnet, if you guys remember that virus, where some Iranians had found some thumb drives, or a thumb drive, and brought it into their nuclear facility and plugged it in, and it took down their reactors for several weeks. So that's how you do that, and it's something that's, you know, done on a daily basis. That, you know, people will drop a thumb drive in a parking lot of a facility, and it's amazing how many users will go plug that sucker in to their work computer to see what's on it. So
Isn't that amazing how people could be so stupid that either they don't understand the sensitivity of the machine they're plugging it into, or they just it's amazing. You're right. It's just the weakest link is people.
Yep.
absolutely, and that's what, you know, as a security professional, because that's what I do, is our biggest threat is the insider, the person who already basically has access. So I spend a majority of my time doing security education and training. I mean, I wish I could tell you some of the stupidness that I've seen in my life, but I mean, you guys can only, you know, you guys can figure it out. I mean, users are users, and they're always the weakest link. So, I mean, check out EMSEC though. I used to think it was crazy, but there's some great YouTube videos of a guy actually with a pretty strong microphone, and he's pointing it to a room, and he's picking up keyboard clicks, and with about 80% accuracy, he is hearing what the sound the keyboard's making, and deciphering the actual input to where he's getting like 80% of the words somebody's typing. So it's crazy stuff, and you know, nation states have unlimited funding, so this is something that you know, big business and governments definitely have to worry about. Now, I don't know about moms and pops or people like you and I, but
Right.
It's definitely cool stuff.
Well, I mean, so in that
All right.
case, I use it too. In that case,
All right, I want you to listen to this and tell me what I'm typing. Okay, what was that?
Specials this week are.
Actually,
Well,
it
cool. That's all
was.
I just wanted to call in and say that. You guys, good show, and I'll be listening. So take care.
you
Have
too.
a good one,
Merle.
Merle.
Bye, Merle.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, bye, Mel.
then I use that without calling it that. I mean, with my billing program, the ISP billing program has a lot of information in there about the customers, and the machine that it's on is not connected to the internet except once a month for about 15 minutes to send out the invoices.
Yeah, but that's not an air gap though.
Well,
If
not-
there's a
not
virus on that,
completely.
if that computer's infected by a virus, that computer's uploading
Yeah,
data
that's
every
true.
month for
That's
15
true.
minutes. The term air gap is the computer will be destroyed before it's connected to the internet. There will be it's a single purpose thing. All right, I want this, and now I have it. Now this computer is going to get destroyed.
You know, fighting these viruses must be really easy, because whenever you see it in a movie, when the virus attacks, it always shows like a graphical map of how it's invading the system. It's so cool. You can always know exactly what it's doing because it's showing you right there.
Yeah. I mean, you can even take a virus up to an alien spaceship.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yep. Just plug your Mac in with
right.
into the. Oh, there's no problem. The cables match. So
Well, look,
you
the,
see
the
that.
aliens have Wi-Fi as well. That's useful, isn't it?
Yeah. I just read a story this week where they're saying that the first contact that we have with aliens will not be with live aliens, it will be with alien robots. And the reason they say that is because of the difficulty getting here from the closest habitable planet. Whether if either they're already here because they can get here by some other means that it's faster than light, or because if they could have come, they probably would have already. And that when the first ones get here, it'll be because they sent some robot ship out 1,000 years ago, and it finally arrives here.
Oh, they've been here forever.
And then it detects us as being a bacteria on this planet and exterminates us.
Good
That's
morning,
probably
Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you?
Awesome, thank you.
Well, that's wonderful.
Oh dear.
How are you, Mike?
I'm wonderful, and how are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
So, BMG Rights Management and Roundhill Music have sued Cox Communications for copyright infringement, arguing that the internet service provider doesn't do enough to punish those who download music illegally. Both BMG and Roundhill are clients of Rights Corp, a copyright enforcement agent whose business is based on threatening ISPs with high stakes lawsuits if they don't forward settlement notices to users that Rights Corp believes are repeat infringers of copyright. In their complaint, the music publishers also decided to publicly post IP addresses. So they're going after ISPs who don't report or don't do anything to these guys.
It makes my blood boil.
I mean, if I'm Time Warner and I connect people, what am I supposed to sit there and monitor what they do?
Well,
And
the
if
more important question is the entertainment industries don't always get it right. In fact, very rarely get it
Right.
right in respect of what they're saying is a breach of copyright or not. So how many times have they been called out by saying, well, actually, no, this isn't a breach of copyright. You're wrong. But there's no penalty to them. And yet they're expecting the internet service providers to get it right every time. Well, they're not the internet police. It's the same as your local authority builds the road. It's a highway, isn't it? So if people use that highway to drive down and they've got drugs in the car, are you going to sue your local authority for allowing them to drive along the road you created? It's basically the same thing.
I mean, I have another problem with this. If they know that these are quote unquote repeat offenders, why didn't they go after the offenders to begin with?
Exactly. It's because it's been ruled and it's almost sort of set in stone now that an IP does not equal an individual. It only indicates what address it's at
Yeah.
and who the subscriber is. It doesn't say who was using it. And because they're getting nowhere with that line of thinking, they're now going after the next person up the tree, which is ridiculous. Just madness.
And it's ridiculous because people that do that, let's say, do it as a habit or to really infringe, I mean, on purpose, not like, I want to download something, are not going to stay with one provider. They're going to hop, they're going to use proxies, they're going to cover their tracks.
Well, you've got 6 strikes in America, haven't you? So you're supposed to have 6 strikes and then a distribution.
Not really.
But it doesn't. I'm going to say, but it doesn't actually happen that way. And like, if they were right every time, then it wouldn't be a problem. If they were right 50% of the time, it wouldn't be a problem. But they're estimating it, and in their view, their opinion is that this person is infringed copyright. Well, I'm sorry, but your opinion's wrong 90% of the time. So why should we believe you?
Right.
Just because you say this person's IP address has done whatever, why should we penalize that subscriber when it could have been somebody on their Wi-Fi?
Yep.
It's insane. So my blood is boiled, and I'm going to shut up now.
Mike, you don't have anything to say about that?
I mean, I don't know all the details on the article. We all tend to want to comment on things without knowing all of the details, but the fact of the matter is that it's the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rule, and as long as these organizations get politicians in their pockets and get what they want, then we get screwed. So I don't know what the solution is. You take politicians and yeah, I'm for the people. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to go to Washington. We're going to get our voice back. We're going to save this country. They're up there for about 6 months, and then the next day you call them and the number's been disconnected. They don't want to deal with the great unwashed that put them in office, and then within 5.5 years they're filthy rich. Or you can vote Libertarian or Democrat. That's the same thing.
Watch the celebration speech by the guy that just defeated Mary Landrieu, and then listen to what he said and talked about why he's going to be in the Senate and what he's going to do, and then listen to what the Senate has actually said this past week about what they're going to do, which is nothing.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything.
No,
people
they're just going to blow it. Nope. So
last Monday, the Breaking Free show, Marilyn did a show about quotes, and I came across one that I love it, and it says that we should be thankful.
You're a bit quiet, Amnon.
Yeah, speak up.
I said we should be thankful.
Yeah.
It said that we don't get as big a government as we are paying for.
Oh boy.
Well, actually, I disagree.
Why?
I think we're getting just exactly what we're paying for.
I think what it should be is we don't get a big enough government for the corporations are paying for.
Did you know that there's still a full-time position at Congress to operate the elevator?
I personally benefited greatly from the study they did on shrimp on a treadmill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that are reported that are not accurate in terms of where the money is blown. Things are twisted around to suit the particular person making the report. But when you dig deeper, you find out that it's not exactly what it says it is, and that works against both parties. It's just the entire system is just hopelessly broken. But anyway, on to more positive things. Who knows how to work my PHP admin, and how do I learn how to use it?
PHP my admin?
Yeah.
What about it?
I want to learn PHP my admin 101.
So do you want to learn the admin panel or you want to learn SQL?
I don't want to learn SQL.
Okay.
I want to learn the interface. I understand that it's nothing but a SQL front end.
Right.
It is.
What are you trying to do?
So yeah, exactly. What's
who's echoing?
I don't know.
I hear it.
Steve?
Steve's muted.
Spence?
I'll mute. Give me a second here. If I got to find the right.
Right on the.
Yeah, the person not echoing is usually the one echoing.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Check. I got it.
Yeah. Spence, I think it's you. Just turn your speakers down.
So what are you trying to do?
Well, this morning I got up and open my email and find out that I have one of my WordPress installs is running out of disk space. So I log in, which I don't use it. I play with it, trying to figure out how to use it. I log in, and there are I don't remember the number, 5,000
Entries.
requests to post comments.
Right.
Oh my.
I have to then go into MySQL to delete those. I had to find a post on here's what you do is you go into the database, then you look for the comments, and then you hit delete to remove them out of the database.
We did that.
And that worked and worked fine, but I very easily could have destroyed the database too if I'd misread something.
Yeah, Amnon and I did that for something a few months ago.
What
Yeah,
is
there
so
was-
wrong with WordPress that you have to put up with that crap? I mean, how are you dealing with that, Nick?
Nothing's wrong with WordPress. It's just people don't configure it out of the box.
Right.
Out of the box, it's a totally wide open source CMS with everything open and on. It's open source. That's what you get. You get what you pay for. But you disable comments. You just do that stuff out of the box, and you're fine.
Well, what if you want to have comments?
No, that's okay, Mike. But to answer your question, what Nick was just saying, WordPress today is just like Windows was, and why Windows got such a bad rap is because
No, not at
everything was
all.
open.
I disagree.
No,
It's
everything was
open for a
open.
reason. And it's open source. It's not a paid for software.
But
that's
even with
supposed to be locked
Windows,
down.
everything was open, so people would not need to know how to do things. And the system administrator had to go and close holes instead of opening ports. The same thing is happening now with WordPress. It's made for comments, so they leave the comments open. Yeah, anybody can comment, but you don't want to do that. So you need to go in there and configure it to your thing. But as far
Exactly.
as what?
I said exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn on CAPTCHA or something
Yeah,
else
you
for
you need to
comments.
go and tweak it. But to learn how to do how to use PHP is, I mean, there are a lot of tutorials out there, but it's never nobody. I don't think anybody needs to know my PHP my admin. They don't need to learn it from A to Z unless they do. That's what they use for their business, 8 hours a day. You need to know what you need to do, and just like you learned today by going and Googling on it, and now you know how to do what you just did. And when I need to do something, if I cannot get a hold of Ron or Jason and find out, I'll go and I'll Google it. And as long as there's a backup, and as long as you take your time and follow the instructions, and the instructions come from a legitimate source, you learn, you write it down, and from now on, you know how to do that. So don't try to learn how to use PHP MyAdmin, because you will never use 99% of it.
Merle moved his
Right.
WordPress installation over to a new server, and in doing so, he had to get the database properly set up, and it took Brian an hour to get him straightened out. Of course, part of that was probably Merle, but
Well, when you're moving from one server to another, there's a lot more to it, because
You can move WordPress, the WordPress database. You could move in 5
Yeah.
minutes
Yeah, you should be
if you
able
know what
to
you're
do
doing.
it. But
That's the thing. If you have to know what you're doing. So, Mike, I think a better question.
now let's go back to my question. How do
A
I get
better-
to know what I'm doing?
No, a better question would have been not how do I learn PHP MyAdmin. How do I learn WordPress with PHP MyAdmin?
Maybe.
So if you go inside of the thing, you can see all of the different tables.
Right, I do. I mean, I'm not unfamiliar with it, and I have gone into it, and I have run queries. But everything I do is based on a post I read on the internet.
As is mine.
Whenever you go in to do that, you run a risk of it being an older version or the query syntax having changed, and you could trash something.
Yeah. Now, every single time you move a WordPress site, you have to go into the WP config database after you've moved the site, and you have to change the URL of the. So, for example, if I build Amnon site at craigdigitaldesigns.com/Amnon, and I set that as the home page, and then I go to move it to amnon.com, I have to go into the database, the WP config database, and change the home page from craigdigitaldesigns.com/Amnon to amnon.com.
right.
But I learned that from looking at a tutorial online once, and now every time I move a site, I just do it.
I mean, when Nick moved his site from my server where he developed it to his own server when he got it, it took him a few minutes, and that was it.
Yeah, that's because I'd moved sites in the past, but I
Okay.
don't know how to use WordPress with PHP My Admin. There's so much stuff in there.
This echo is bad.
Yeah.
It's not
Go
me,
ahead.
is it? I lowered my volume.
Go ahead and mute, and let's see if it's you, Spence. This is not good. Also, Andrew is reporting that buzz is still in the stream,
It is.
and I can't hear it through the Hangout, so it must be on the streaming machine.
It is. Yeah.
All right, let me move
Don't
things.
don't mess around with it. Yeah,
No,
man,
I'm
if you're not
just
hearing
I'm
it through
just
your
gonna
speakers.
I'm just gonna touch some things and tell me if it's there.
Well,
Well,
Andrew will have to tell you. We can't hear it. Check. Let's see about the echo.
Yeah,
All right, I don't hear
want
the
it
echo
to go
now.
the whole show with that noise like last time. Because
Well, he said it was in there last week as well. Of course, Andrew got kidnapped last night, so he might be disheveled this morning.
and he can hear it, huh? Andrew, I want you to do. Let's see. Yeah, go to Bamboozer. Click on Bamboozer and see if you hear it there. Because it's a different machine completely. Bamboozer is a different machine than the JustCast and the others. I don't hear anything from the mixer like last time. But I don't doubt for
So
a
anyway.
second that Andrew is hearing something.
Yeah. Well, with all his faults, Andrew does have good hearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Is anybody else hearing that noise, guys?
You have to have your headphones on to hear it. And I guess the only people who would be hearing it are the people who have headphones on who are listening to the same stream that has the same noise. I have no idea.
Merle said he heard it when he called.
Well, see, Andrew said he doesn't have his headphones on. That may be inside his ears.
No, I heard it.
Well, I
When
know,
I,
teasing.
when I oh.
Well, if Merle heard it when he called, it could be the same machine. So you guys don't. Yeah, I need
No, no.
somebody that hears it all the time. So
Well, let's do this after the show.
Yeah.
yeah, but I would hate for the whole show to go like that.
Well, I'd hate for the whole show to be us troubleshooting.
Yeah, I know. Not. I mean, if it
Okay,
takes us-
Andrew says it's not on Bamboozer.
Okay, so it may be from that new.
So everyone switch to Bamboozer and life is good.
Yeah, I wonder if it's from that new machine.
That would be an Amnon type question.
Interesting. Absolutely. Okay, you carry on. I'm just gonna go and jiggle wires over there.
Yeah, you
So-
go jiggle Amnon.
I've got some interesting interesting experience that I had I was told about an interesting experience this week.
Oh well,
Um,
please do share.
Yeah, so Mike, this will affect you actually.
Oh my God, please no.
Yeah, and this will affect anybody that's on AT&T. They have their 2-year contract thing. You have your phone for 2 years, then or whatever it is, like 18 months or whatever. Then they allow you to upgrade and they subsidize the price of the phone. It's like $200 or $300, and you get your
They
new phone,
used to
right?
do that. I heard they weren't doing that anymore.
They're not. Well, they still offer it, but now the caveat is you do your 2-year upgrade. They bump up your line charge from $15 a month to $45 a month, and they sell you the phone for $200. So they are forcing now everybody to move into their AT&T Next program, which is monthly installments of the phone, which is not good.
Well, I mean, look, I don't care what they do because if we need to buy the phone, we'll buy the phone. I don't care.
Exactly.
I mean,
And that's the thing is they've really got you there. What are you going to do? Not have a phone? I mean,
Well, I'm using an iPhone 4, and I really have there are two reasons that I would want to update. The first is that I don't have 4G, so as far as I'm concerned, it's the internet on my phone is virtually useless on 3G. Secondly, the cameras on the new ones are better. That would be nice, but what the heck? But see, Merle says he's buying his phones outright, $500 up front, unlocked, according to Tim, and then he's paying $30 a month with Virgin Mobile. Well, I'm paying $80 a month, so I mean, there's no free lunch as long as you can get a discount on the phone. I don't care about paying for it up front. I mean, when I got my iPhone 4, as I recall, it was on a contract, but I still had to pay $200.
yeah. So now if you wanted to buy your phone outright, it would be something like $700 or $800.
Not gonna do it.
So you will have to go into AT&T Next then.
I don't have to do anything.
Well, if you're going to upgrade your phone, you're either going to buy it outright or go to AT&T Next.
I could go over to Republic Wireless if I wanted
yeah,
to.
you could move, but that's where they've really got you. Your option is either A, drop $700 or $800 on a phone, or B, pay into their monthly plan. Which is the reason that the reason they've got this monthly plan now is because they dropped the cost of that they dropped their prices dramatically, and now they need to find a way to make it back up. And you
Look,
can get four
I
lines
don't
for like $120 a month.
What's the final number? That's what counts.
Exactly. It's like I'm going to be updating to the iPhone 6 Plus this week.
And what's that going to cost you?
$31 a month for 18 months, and I'll get a new phone.
For the phone.
Yes.
So you're putting it on a credit card?
No, I'm not putting it on a credit card.
Same thing.
Exactly. What other choice do I have? $800 outright.
Pay cash.
I'm not. I can't spend $800 on a phone. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Here we go.
Mike, it's not going to happen.
Here we go.
I
just get a credit card.
I'm not putting it on a credit card. Stop. I mean, be realistic here. I am
totally realistic. There is no way in heck I would get a phone on credit.
I don't want one on credit, but I can't justify $800 for a cell phone.
Then don't spend $800 on one.
There's a guy down at the bus station who will loan you the money.
Absolutely. He'll sell you a phone too. He's got his raincoat on. He's got them in his inside pockets.
Amnon, I sent you the specials by email. So.
I mean, Mike, though, honestly, what option do I've got two options.
What's wrong with your current phone?
It's a piece of shit. It doesn't work.
Piece of crap.
Sorry, it doesn't work. It crashes at least 5 times a day.
What is it?
It's the Galaxy Note 2. It's 3.5 years old. I mean, it's not a new phone.
It wasn't 3.5 years ago that you went through all that crap with your phone.
I got my phone. It was already a year old when I got it. It came out in 2011.
Yeah. I agree with Merle. Get an Obama phone. They're free.
I mean, Mike. Though, realistically, you've got you have two options if you're on AT&T. You're either
from AT&T. What's the loyalty to AT&T? They hate your guts.
My whole family's on AT&T. I can't just switch myself.
Sure you can.
What am I going to go to? Verizon? They have the same they all have the same program now. They've all stepped away.
Republic Wireless?
And no, that's not available here. And you have the same problem with Republic Wireless. You're going to have to buy the phone outright. They don't subsidize it.
Yeah, but look at the price of the phone, $200 for the
top. No, it is not going to be $200 from Republic Wireless.
Merle has the solution. It's the jitterbug. You got to get that.
Merle paid $500 for his phone. It probably wasn't the top. He paid $500 probably for an iPhone 4. You've got two options no matter where you go now. You go with somewhere like Virgin Mobile or Smart Safe Talk, whatever it's called. You buy your phone unsubsidized, $700 or $800 if you want a new one, or you stick with a carrier and you pay monthly into it.
What is it? I know at Walmart. What's the one they offer?
Smart Talk or Safe Talk. It's one or the other.
So their monthly rates. They're really just using somebody else's network, but the rates look very attractive. I don't know what the coverage is like.
It's Sprint. So
but they sell with their entry level smartphones for $100.
Yeah, it's an entry level smartphone.
They had one at Walmart for $1.
If it works for a year, maybe it doesn't have the best processor, but
do like Jack Bauer, just get disposable phones, burners.
Yep. Go into a convenience store and buy 50 of them at once.
It's we're at this interesting point now though, where we've the subs. I had no problem spending $300 on a subsidized device. I had no problem with that. But I will not spend $800. I refuse to spend $800 on a cell phone.
Well, let me ask you how many people you think, and I know that people don't give a crap about their credit, they don't give a crap about planning for retirement and so forth, but how many people are really going to go out and spend $800 on a phone? And I'm thinking now, before you answer, I'm thinking about the 13-year-olds and the 15-year-olds and even the 20-somethings who are getting married and getting started. They've got a husband and wife or boyfriend, girl. I mean, you think they're going to go spend $1,600 on phones?
No.
What they'll get roped into is that pay $20 a month to finance your phone. And that's what they'll do.
Look, I agree that you have to pay something for the phone. I mean, these things can be expensive. I mean, an $800 price is outrageously inflated, but a $200 price is probably not realistic. So there's a medium in there somewhere. You have to pay for the phone. It's just all about the numbers, and we'll see.
I
I
agree.
think
I am not complaining about paying for the phone. I'm complaining about the way I have to pay for it. I would rather just spend $300 or $400 to get the phone outright than pay 31.25 a month for 18 months until I've paid off. That I don't want to do that. But I need a smartphone.
If it turns out that if this model is successful and you have to pay $800 to get an iPhone 6 Plus or whatever it is you're looking at, you're going to see a big decline in Apple.
I bought my iPhone 5S through Best Buy through a rebate program and a trade-in on my phone, and I got it for $129.
So unless there's always going to have to be a deal somewhere, because if it just goes to eight, I'm just telling you, people, it's tough out there. Jobs are tough. The environment is tough. The economy is tough. Uh, it people are not going to be spending $1,600 for husband and wife, and then for the three kids another $2,400 to get iPhones.
It's a serious problem, and the thing is here, there's four people in my family. At one point, we're all going to be on AT&T Next, and that's going to be 120, $130 a month just for each of our phones if they're $30 a piece.
It ain't happening in this household.
There was a story, I don't know if it was this week or last week, about, and I'm not sure what the purpose of the story was. It may have been to call for income redistribution or something like that. But they're saying that lower income families are having to cut back on their food consumption in order to pay for. Just sounds so ridiculous. In order to pay for their mobile phone plans.
Mm-hmm. Look, I do some volunteer work, and listen to this whole thing. I do some volunteer work for Legal Aid of North Carolina. And I'm not going to get into what it is, but I will tell you that two of the people I'm working with right now are in a homeless shelter. They're veterans in a homeless shelter. And they both have cell phones.
From
And I'm
Obama?
not critical of that.
Well, actually, if you don't have an expensive plan, you just have a minimal plan. It's a great way to have communications that you couldn't have before.
What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
They
How
get
do they get, if they're veterans and they qualify for veterans benefits somehow? How would they be, if they don't have an address? How would they be contacted? So
Well, they are at their address is the homeless shelter in Raleigh, and because some of them have some very minor criminal convictions, they can't get jobs.
yeah,
And what's strange is there are certain convictions that are looked at in society every day now as quite minor issues, bad error in judgment that anyway, these guys don't even qualify for government assisted housing. There's a case I'm not involved in where a grandmother is in Section 8 housing. She gets something like $800 a month Social Security plus supplemental housing. She is 75 years old, as I recall. Her 16-year-old grandson has a criminal record. She has begged him to stop coming on premises to this government housing complex. He refuses to do it. He has a stay away order by the complex, so they note him. They note it when he comes in, and he still comes in to see his grandmother, and she's gotten an eviction notice from Obama.
Yep.
He has nowhere to go.
Mm.
How is a grandmother supposed to keep her? My first comment when I first heard about it, I said, well, why doesn't she get a protective order against her grandson when she can go see him elsewhere? And the attorney telling me about it said, well, okay, fine, except for one thing. He hasn't done anything illegal against his grandmother. She can't get an order against him. So she's got an eviction notice. When she has to move out, she may have to have moved out by now. I heard about this a month ago. It's a problem. There are people falling through the cracks. Granted, you know what? I don't want to go too deeply into this, but it's kind of a new awakening in certain regards to things that people. Did you know that good people can have temporary lapses in judgment?
That's normal. I mean, it's human.
So, and our government they're sensitive to the wrong people and insensitive to others.
But I thought government was the answer, and they were the ones to go to because the private sector just is not fair.
Well, the government has thrown them out. These are veterans.
Yep.
In fact, 2 of them are Vietnam veterans. Probably had their brains blown out with Agent Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Did you watch the show about Agent Orange?
I haven't yet.
Yeah. There is a lot of stuff that can be done for them. That the president of the VVA is saying that the reason why a lot of people don't take advantage of it is because they don't know. So if you're trying to help, I mean, go and listen to the show with John Rowan.
So, Mike, here's your option with AT&T if you want an iPhone 6 Plus.
I don't want a Plus.
Well, I do, and these are my options. You've got AT&T Next for 24 months, which is $25 a month. You've got AT&T Next for 18 months, which is $31.25 a month. And then you've got AT&T AT&T Next for 12 months, which is $37.50 a month.
And that's just for the line, right?
No, that's the phone.
Oh.
And your line charge stays at $15. This is where they get you. They've got the 2-year commitment. Due today would be $550. I would not be against that. May impact data plan savings. What it does is it'll jack your line charge up from $15 a month to $45 a month. It'll jack your line charge up by $30 a month. So you're either paying $30 a month for a line charge and spending $550 on the phone, or you're spending $31.25 a month and your line charge is staying at $15. Either way, you're spending about another $30 if it's not for the phone, it's for your line charge.
But then let me ask it this way. So if you go out and do this tomorrow, you're going to be paying how much money per month for your phone and service?
I don't pay for the service. I would just be paying for the phone. I would just be paying $31.
I'm not talking about you personally.
I have no clue how much my service. It's probably $30 a month.
That's what's wrong with this country. Our teenagers don't even know what things cost anymore.
No, it was at one point. No, that's not true. At one point, it was $30, and then we moved to this AT&T family plan that's like $120 something a month. So I'm not sure exactly what my line charge is, and I don't even know if it's $120 a month still. But AT&T was offering this big family plan thing.
So you're saying that by a 2-year commitment, you're going to be paying $25 a month for your phone?
Yes, essentially. My line charge will go up.
So it's $300 a phone?
No. Oh, well, I don't know how they do it.
If you're paying 25 months, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you're a math expert. $25 a month, right?
For what?
That's $300 a year.
Yeah, but are you talking about AT&T Next or the 2-year commitment?
I'm asking. You said something on a 2-year commitment was $25 a month.
Well, no. So what they do, the 2-year commitment is pay $600 for the phone, and then your line charge goes up. Your lines right now through AT&T I think are $15 a month. It goes up to something like $30 or $45 a month. So it's either up $15 or up $30. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one or the other. Either way, you are paying monthly more to have the phone. There's not this 2-year commitment, drop $300, and now you've got your new phone for the next 2 years. They have totally dissolved that plan.
It just sounds to me like arithmetic. It doesn't sound like it's a big deal to me.
Either way, you're getting screwed. Either way, they want you paying monthly for that phone, unless you're going to go to Apple and buy it for $1,600 or however much an iPhone. I'm not even sure how much one costs.
Well, but see, Apple people don't care what it costs. That's what they're counting on.
Why do you
Either
want
you're
the
buying
6
it
Plus?
up front,
Oh,
or
sorry,
you're
Steve.
spreading the cost over 2 years. That's the way it goes.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Either way, you're spent. Either way, you're paying. It's not like the $550 gets you out of paying monthly. Your line charge goes up. So you're either paying $600 for the phone and then paying another $15 a month, or you're paying $30 a month.
It's like you're renting it, but at the end of 2 years, you own it.
Well, you own it at the end of the monthage as well.
The contract, yeah.
Yeah. So either way, you're paying it off.
All right, calculate this, Nick. My current I have 4 phones on my AT&T plan.
Yeah, you're not part of the family thing, are you?
No.
Okay.
You know how much my phone bill is per month, and well, not all of, 3 of us have iPhone 4s. How long have those been paid for?
Mhm.
And my son has an HTC Plus or whatever that is.
HTC One or something.
No, I don't remember which one it is. I forget which one it is. But anyway, my bill's $320 a month.
That's a lot.
I know. So, I mean, all these things, all these horror stories you're telling me, it looks like that I can do whatever I want to do, even with these new ridiculous plans, and probably save money.
Well, yeah, if you were on the family plan, you would be spending more.
My wife says we actually are on a family plan. I don't deal with that stuff very much, but
You may be on the family plan, but they've got it's like, let's see.
the family plan we're on, we set up about 4 years ago, which even included our own home telephone, which if I can talk my wife into it, we're probably going to get rid of the home telephone. We've held on to it because I like copper phone lines, but in my old age, I've gotten to where I hate talking on the phone, period, so I might just get rid of it.
So their new family plan is 4 lines, unlimited talk, text, and 10 gigs of data for $160 a month. That's
Right.
their new family plan. So so that's what we're on right now. Our phone bill is about 160. Actually, it's less than $160 a month.
Okay, it's $40 a line.
Not really, but yes, essentially $40 a
All
month.
right. What do you mean not really? 40?
No, it's
Wait a minute.
$15.
It's math, Nick.
No,
Math.
Mike. I'm saying it's
Math.
$15 per line, and then, but yes, if you break it down, it's $40, essentially $40 per line. But that's not really how they do it. But yes, you're right.
Yeah, but you can keep one line for $40.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's $15 for the line, but it's other stuff that they're charging you for.
That's irrelevant.
But either way, so if I was to do this now, they would, let's say our plan is $160 a month. I pay $600 for the iPhone. Now, instead of my line charge being $15 a month, now it's going to be $30 or $45 a month.
Your
So now
line is not $15 a month.
That's what they charge you per line right now. It's just $15. There's other charges, but the line, that physical line itself, what they charge me to have my phone number and have it activated is $15 a month.
You mean service?
Correct. It's $15 a month. There's other things in there.
Humor me for a moment.
Okay.
Your family is paying $160 a month.
Correct.
What you're saying to me, if I understand you correctly, is that if you go get your other phone, you buy independently anywhere except AT&T, and you take the SIM card out of your current phone and put it into the new phone, you're telling me that instead of paying $160 a month, your family, just for your change, is going to start paying $175 to $190 per month.
If I do AT&T Next and pay for the phone outright, yes, because they will they charge you $15 a month just for service. So out of the $40 that having my number cost, $15 of that is their service charge or the line charge or whatever you want to call it, and $25 is whatever else they they charge you for whatever else they call it. They will jack up that line charge for the phone. So yes, instead of my phone being at right now, you say $40 a month, it will now be I don't know. I don't remember if it's $15 or $30, but it'll be that much more.
Andrew says it's $15 per phone.
Yeah, exactly. It's the physical line itself is $15. Now there's other things in there.
That's not what he said,
Andrew doesn't even have AT&T, so I'm
but
not
he
sure.
knows everything. So
It's just you're
Amnon and I are going back to flip phones.
it's like you're screwed either way.
Yeah.
Like you said not a chance that you'd spend $30 a month on a phone.
On
So
credit.
exactly, but you buy it outright, and you're now your bill is going up by $30 a month. So are you are either
I
or
have no love lost with AT&T. If anybody has a better plan, then I'll switch to a better plan. If it turns out that everybody's going to screw me, then I can decide to get screwed, or I can do without a phone. Either one would be all right with me. If it weren't for my work, I would be okay with not having one. I hate these things. I'm getting where I hate them with a passion.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunately not an option for me.
Yeah, right.
Mike, you have to be realistic here. It's not. I can't. What are you going to tell me? I can't have a phone?
I didn't say you can't. I said you could choose not to.
Correct, and that's again not an option for me.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's what makes the world go around.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you that every time my phone rings or I get a text message, it's almost always somebody complaining about something, or somebody's got an issue or a problem, and I'm just telling you that I hate to feel my phone vibrate on my belt. I've had a situation where I've a person who's been texting me, and I said, you know what? Don't ever text me again. You can call me anytime you want to, but do not ever again send me a text message. You're abusing it.
Well, I hate to say it, but I need to get a new phone.
You can get a flip phone
I'm-
at Walmart for 99 cents, Amnon.
I was wondering if I can get one of those prepaid, and they have nice phones, and then take it, and it's a Verizon phone, and then have it activated for my account, or there's no way to do it. I don't know. I mean, what?
Who is it? Is it Republic that uses Wi-Fi for phone calls?
I don't know.
T-Mobile does that.
But I mean, how are they doing this? I mean, when you buy a prepaid phone, do you have to commit to a certain period?
2 years.
Oh,
Oh,
so you do.
prepaid? No.
Prepaid, no.
No, you can throw it in the trash can.
So you can buy it, and I think I saw Galaxy S3 or something, prepaid, and you can pay for 1 month and then brick
It's
it.
not 1 month. You just go to the store and you buy it.
What needs to happen is it needs to become the system like the UK has. I'm assuming, Steve, they still do it this way. But last time I was in the UK, which was a long time ago, in fact, we're going to go back. But the last time I was over there, they had what they called the top-up system, and that is that whenever you have all the phones are prepaid, and what you do is you walk in. Of course, they have these little, I don't know what they call them. We call them stores or convenience stores, but they have these little marts or markets or counters or whatever. But everyone over there sells top-ups. So you're walking down the street, and there are at least 2 or 3 shops you can walk into every block and buy more minutes, and the pricing was reasonable. Everybody gets their money. There's no billing. There's no problem unless, I mean, they can have glitches in the authorization system, but you run low, you walk in, you give them money, and you have more minutes on your phone. And as I recall, even back then, all incoming calls in the UK were free. So anyone could call you within the UK, and it was free to your phone. You didn't burn minutes in doing that. That being said, as I recall, you had to pay for your outgoing calls. That may have changed, but yeah, the caller pays according to Alan. And that being said, at that moment in time, I thought it was a good system, because what we did on the advice of people who had been there, done that, is I purchased a phone with a UK charger and all that on it. It was compatible with Orange or Vodafone or one of those over there. And then when I went over, when I got there, it had probably $10 on it when I left here, but whenever I got over there, I just topped it up at one of these little kiosks or one of these little stores. And when I got there, I had my business number forwarded to that cell phone number. People then who would call me on my local carry number would immediately ring on my cell phone in the UK. The local call at that time, based on the plans that were available, that local plan was my long distance plan. It was only costing me 10 cents a minute to have my calls forwarded from the United States to the UK cell phone, and the incoming calls at that time were free. It cost me nothing over there. But having that said, so we were driving out in the country somewhere. I don't even remember where we were. We may have been on the way to Wales, and they have these roads. I mean, if you stick your hand out of the window, you'll knock your fingers off. The roads are so narrow over there out in the country. And but anyway, we found this little place to pull over because I didn't want to drive and talk. And it was so funny because one of my best friends called me over there, and he's asking me some questions. And he kind of paused, and he said, "Where are you?" I said, "England." And it got real quiet. He says, "Who's paying for this call?" So does it still work that way, Steve?
Yeah, I've got one. They call it a top-up phone. So I used to be on a contract whereby you pay so much a month and you get X number of text, X number of whatever, back before the data that you can now have. But I've got a pay-as-you-go phone, which is on Orange, and that's exactly right, as you say. You buy your minutes up front, and you also get a data allowance with that and text allowance with that. We don't pay to receive a text, and we don't pay to receive a phone call. You only pay for your outgoing texts or a phone call, whether it's a contract or it's on a pay-as-you-go system. The phone I've got is pay-as-you-go, so I buy a £10 voucher, and then I think it's 10 pence per text message. And phone call is so much a minute. I can't remember what it is now, but and it lasts until the voucher runs out.
Mm-hmm.
So you aren't limited like that only lasts you a month. So I buy probably on average two £10 vouchers a year, and that's how much it cost me.
That's awesome.
I very rarely make a phone call, and to receive phone calls doesn't cost me anything. So, £20 a year, and that's how much I pay.
Well, one of the reasons my cell phone bill is too high is because I have too many minutes. Back when we got the plan, I don't remember how many minutes we are on the plan, but it's too much. And I suspect if I tried to reduce it, they would probably want to get rid of my unlimited data. And what I'm waiting to see right now is the AT&T has been fined by the FCC for unethical business practices or some charge similar to that. And what happened was the FCC has come down hard on AT&T for throttling unlimited data plans when they reach 2 gigabytes or whatever the number is. That being said, if they force the AT&T to not throttle the plans, then if I get a 4G phone and find out that the data is usable, which it's hardly usable now based on 3G, but if I find it's usable and I go over, then I'm gonna do what I have to do to keep that plan, even if I don't know whatever way it can be done. And if it can't, I'm going to survey the market. I'm going to find out who has the best deal, and that's what we're going to do. We've already started. My son just got married, and he's on my plan, but I mean, he wants to be on the plan with his wife. And my daughter was married last year, and her husband is on Verizon, and they need their own family plan at some point. So we've all started looking around to see what the plans are. It looks like, based on the way some of these plans have changed, we probably missed a window of opportunity. But the way I look at it is that the cell phone companies have to appeal. How do I say this? They have to have extraordinary mass market appeal to stay in business. They have to be able to appeal to business executives who don't care what things cost, and they have to be able to appeal to people in homeless shelters. They have an extraordinary obligation to stay in business to be able to reach everyone. Is there anyone who disagrees with that? Didn't think so. So that being said, as long as you have average or above income, you ought to be able to afford a cell phone. If not, the cell phone business is going to tank. It's just the way it is. I mean, look at what. Give you a perfect example. Perfect, absolutely perfect example. 2 years ago, AT&T guy told me that they were removing 5,000 landlines a month in my county, Wake County. 5,000 a month. That's 60,000 a year. There are what, 300,000 people in the Triangle, Amnon?
I think less than that.
Well, so I don't know how to be, I mean, that's a lot. And so that being said, I would ask you why there are only two reasons I know of that you would remove your home phone. Number one is because you want the convenience of people being able to reach you all the time on your cell phone. The second is cost. And as far as I am concerned, at least the people who have told me, including my own kids, why should I spend $27 a month on a landline when I'm using my phone all the time? I don't want to spend that money. It would be convenient to have a home phone to walk over and pick up and not have to hold a cell phone up to your ear and fry your brain with RF. But the fact of the matter is, these companies price themselves out of the market. At one point in time, I was paying $38 a month for my home telephone number from AT&T. I kept hearing people, and we were doing all sorts of tricks to be able to get free long distance and to dial through Skype number to go and all sorts of crap things we were having to do because my wife would call her mother in another part of North Carolina, and 1 month the long distance charges were $19. $19 to call just for her, and I wanted her to be able to talk as long as she wanted to with her mother. Her mother was not able to use a cell phone, and you had to pay for the minutes on the cell phone. My wife hates talking on a cell phone just like I do. We then started looking to find out a way to solve the problem. Out of curiosity, I called AT&T and I said, we're getting ready to make a change in this service. Here's the plan we're on. Yes, sir, I see what you have. How much would you charge me to add unlimited long distance? I don't, so many people have that now. I don't want to be concerned with how much I'm paying for long distance. What is the add-on? I don't remember what the number was, but it was something on the order of about $8 a month. And I said, so for $8 a month, I can call anytime, anywhere, anybody within the continental United States without concern for long distance. She said, yes. I said, that's still pricing you out of the market. She said, oh, but here's the good part. We can reduce your regular phone bill by to $27 a month. So you'll be paying $34, $35 a month. I said, all right, do it. That's what we're doing. So we're paying about $35 a month for a copper landline, which we now have it on an answering machine. And unless I recognize the incoming phone number, I don't answer it. And 9 times out of 10, maybe higher, whenever the answering machine answers, we can hear the answering machine. So if you call my house and it answers, I don't recognize your number. Mike, this is Nick. Pick up the phone. We'll pick up the phone if we're here. But they never leave a message.
Because
I don't see any reason to maintain a home phone anymore.
Because you hang up and you call the cell phone.
Well, but again, if even sometimes now, there are two things that I do. If I get a call, there's some people who call me on my cell phone that I want to talk with, and I'll spend an hour on the phone with them. But what I'll do is I'll say, tell you what, you're on my cell phone, hang up, I'm going to call you right back. And that cell phone may be all they have, but then I'll either dial them back on the home phone or on Skype so that I can sit here hands-free and talk with them.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, I thought I saw you there.
Hollywood.
I said, who's that?
Hey, Mike.
Morning, Andrew.
Hey,
Hi,
Andrew.
Hands up, don't shoot.
Don't get me started on that one.
I saw him yesterday.
You guys are going to think I've gone over to the deep end.
Jessica thinks I've gone over to the deep end, too.
Well, you have, but I'm talking about me.
Andrew, you're always in the deep end. There's no coming out of the deep end.
I'm always in the deep end, but I lost my mind yesterday.
We know that. Well, don't you tell everyone else what happened when you were kidnapped?
Well, after that, I got into a fight with one of the
Uh-oh.
protesters.
Okay.
I said something I should not have said to him, and I
You
don't want to repeat it. I'll repeat it in the private hangout tonight.
okay? Well, you can give us an idea of what it was, but you don't have to use all the vulgar
I
language.
can't. No, I can't even because
Okay.
we're gonna.
All right. Well, thank you for using good judgment.
Yeah, I'm sober, so I could use proper judgment right now.
Oh boy, that's a problem.
So you guys are talking about the plans. Let me just clear out how it works. So, Mike, the way that the plan works now, your base plan for the service is, let's say, $80. I'm just throwing out a run number. You get unlimited phone calls, unlimited text, unlimited inbound, outbound calling. That's $80. Then that's another, let's say, $80, depending on whatever package you're getting. Then it's $15 per activated phone that's on that line. That's
Hey,
how they work it.
just a second.
Yeah.
Hey, Spence,
Yeah.
go ahead and mute your microphone because you keep on causing the video to switch to you.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Andrew.
And on a prepaid plan, you're going to pay a lot more. So I have an AT&T prepaid for review phones, and I'm paying $65 a month, unlimited text, unlimited calls, but I only get 2 gigs of data.
65 a month.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a lot. It's a lot for nothing. But
Well,
I don't want to commit to having to sign up for 2 years because I don't know. There are some months that I may not activate this phone. I only activate it when I'm reviewing a phone or I'm using a phone.
all right. So here I'm looking at the Moto X phone with Republic Wireless, $399, no contract required.
So why do you not want a contract, Mike?
I don't have a problem with a contract.
Okay. So do you have Verizon right now?
No, I have AT&T.
You have AT&T. I believe AT&T is still doing, 2-year contract at a subsidized price.
I don't have, and you make a good point in that a lot of people are averse to having a contract, which I'm not, and the reason I'm not is because I detest the cable companies, I detest the cellular companies. But what I'm saying is that there's no free lunch, and if they're going to, the charge, if they want to give you free phones and add it to the monthly plan, or if they want to cut the monthly plan and then subsidize the phone, or even, and this is probably the scam that they're pulling, Nick, and tell me if I'm wrong, but let's say that, just let's make up some really even numbers. Let's say that their regular service is $50 a month, but they want you to stay with them. They want to subsidize the phone. So then they get you to sign a 2-year contract, and they cut your phone bill by $25 a month so that they can subsidize your phone. They give you a per line discount of $25 a month, and then charge you $25 a month to subsidize the phone.
So this whole thing
Hang
with
on.
monthly
Hang on.
phone is insane. It's not subsidized. I don't see any subsidized pricing.
There isn't. They are not doing subsidies anymore. They've gotten rid of that. The reason they've gotten rid of that, I was told by an AT&T rep, is because they've drastically reduced the price of having this family plan. Mike, how much did you say your 4 lines are?
$320.
They dropped the plan from $320 a month to $160 a month to
Correct.
compete,
And that's
now
what they are.
and now they have to find a way to make that money back. So now,
Right.
instead of offering your phone for $300 one time, they want you at $30 a month.
So
I'm going to build a plan right now, okay? I'm going to build a family plan.
From what, AT&T or?
AT&T.
Right. Okay.
No, AT&T. Let's see what it's going to be. Go to their website. It's so slow. Voice data plan. Here we go.
If you're going to build a plan, do 4 lines.
Well, I have 2 lines. So I'm going to compare it to what I'm doing. I have 3 lines. So I'm going to compare it to what I have right now.
So you won't get that family plan price if it's not.
So let's do smartphone for the first one. So if I do an individual phone, right, and I need 4 gigs, it's $95 a month. So let's add. I don't understand this. It says $25 a month, AT&T Next, or $40 a month for the access. Oh, so what they've done, they've cut it in half, the access. So I have 2 phones right now at 4 gigs of data, monthly data. I'm at $130.
That's without a phone, though. Yeah.
No, that's with a phone.
How many phones? 3 phones?
I'm adding a third one now. Third phone. Okay, so that's 30. I don't need 30 gigs, so let's do. I need 10 gigs. That's too much.
No, 10 gigs is average. 10 gigs is average. What
No,
everybody's.
they put me on a 30. Okay, so 10 gigs. Here we go. 10 gigs of monthly value is shared. Three phones, $145.
But now that's not what the price of the phones worked into it.
So that's with the price of the phones worked into it. It said, well,
No, that's not. That's not $30. No, you haven't selected phones yet. That now your bill is going to go up if another $90 if you add 3 $30 phones with AT&T Next.
well,
That's
the
just
access
your
charge-
line.
Well, it says the access charges for AT&T Next is $15 a month.
Exactly.
And then
$15 is your line charge with AT&T Next. If you go without AT&T Next, your line charge is going to be what, like $40 a month or something? Exactly. So you're screwed either way.
oh man, this sucks.
Exactly. You're paying. Doesn't matter what you do. You're paying $30 a month, either for the phone or for your service. Doesn't matter. You have no choice unless you buy it outright. $800 or
They have to make
$1,000
money.
from. What'd you say?
They have to make money.
Exactly. That they lowered the. I'd rather have their plans be $300 a month instead.
It's not lowered.
Well, they lowered. Previously it would have been, instead of, what do you say, it was 160 for your plan. Maybe it would have been, $290, but your phones would have been free. They got you. Game over.
Yeah, this sucks.
Well,
Really bad.
All right, so here's this. If you go to republicwireless.com, and if you buy your phone outright without regard for what the cost is, there are several phones. But if you can live with 3G, which a lot of people can, particularly since it's not 3G over Wi-Fi, which is becoming more ubiquitous in larger areas, but your phone is $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data over Wi-Fi and 3G. The 3G is unlimited, but it throttles at 5 gigs, which still beats the crap out of AT&T and Verizon.
mm-hmm.
See, Mike, that's fine and all. It's $25 a month, but you still have to buy your phone.
Okay, so the phone is $200. Big deal.
What phone are you getting for $200?
Moto G or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not getting a top of the line smartphone.
Just go and get a OnePlus, and it's $299.
This is what Amnon should get.
No, I mean, I'm gonna get what Tim was telling me. I mean, that Galaxy S3 whatever for $139 a phone.
So Verizon is doing the same thing now.
Yeah.
Exactly. All of the carriers they've gotten rid of their 2-year contracts because they needed to compete on price.
Well,
Yep.
here's the thing. So they have Verizon is at least still giving you the offer. So let's say like the LG G3 is $29.99 with a 2-year contract, or you could pay $24.99 for 20 months, 0 APR. Full retail is $59.99. I don't understand this whole financing of phones.
Neither do I.
I wonder if you go through like Amazon to buy the phone,
Same
what
thing.
they're going to charge you.
Amazon Mobile's the same thing. I looked at it last night. even if
$31 per month.
And even if you buy it from Apple, it's the same thing.
Could it be that this is a different kind of lock-in strategy that they built into the financing of the phone? Whereas if you were subsidized and you got, say you were 1 year into your 2-year and you decided to leave and you had to pay some number to be bought out of your contract, that would still be less than paying for half of the phone. if it was a $600 phone. So maybe this is a way to lock people in.
I'm looking at
subsidizing. Yeah, the whole thing with subsidizing was they rewarded you for getting locked in.
Which I was fine with.
And they give you a better discount, but you're still locked in for 2 years, and you're not getting a better discount with this.
No, you're screwed still.
Well, I'm not saying it's better for us. I'm saying it's better for them.
Better for that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at mobile on Amazon.com, and the first thing I clicked on is they have the HTC One M8 for a penny with a 2-year contract with AT&T, Sprint, or Verizon. The next big thing is here, the Galaxy Note 4, LG G3 phone, a penny with a 2-year contract. AT&T Next, 0 down credit.
There you go.
Say, I don't do credit. So, I mean, you know what? If they want to price me out of the market, more power to them.
Well, yeah.
I'll go get a Republic Wireless, and if I go somewhere and somebody can't get up with me, oh well.
Oh, I
And
tell
by
you,
the way, while
I
we're
have
on the
days-
topic,
I have days where I am working and I opt out of phone calls unless it's a critical phone call. So I'll
Sprint
be doing
is the
something.
worst
I'm
of
sorry,
all.
I just don't have time to chat.
if you see anyone if you see any opportunity to use Sprint, run.
Oh
My,
God, they're awful.
My older daughter has it, and she might as well be on a Wi-Fi only phone. In fact, I'm probably going to get her one of these and sign her up for this. Her contract is up, and
Is she in Raleigh?
no.
Oh. Where is she?
She's in the eastern part of the state.
Is it a popular? Is it a
small toilet town?
Oh, well, that makes sense. Sprint's awful in Albany. Absolutely,
It's awful in Raleigh.
Yeah, there's no Sprint. Everything's awful where I am, man.
And there's something else too to keep into consideration for what it's worth, in that whenever you see these cell phone companies that say, and I wish somebody were here who's in this stuff, because I heard this, and I don't believe everything I hear, but what I did hear is that whenever you go with one of these non-major carriers, well, I don't guess they're major, but if you go with one of these companies that says we use the Sprint network, we use AT&T, we use this such and such network, these secondary users on the primary networks are prioritized lower. If there's a lot of traffic, your call will not go through.
Oh, I mean that's same thing's gonna happen with that Republic Mobile or whatever. That's going off Sprint's network.
No doubt about it. Well, no, they actually go off all of them, from what I understand.
Sprint's the only one that's open to do that.
That's not true. There are quite a few of them that sell their extra capacity to these other companies.
I didn't think AT&T did that, but I guess I'm wrong.
They do. And the other thing too, Alan mentions, is that his prepaid data used to allow him to roll over his bytes. The major carriers leaned on them, made them switch to a use it or lose it by the month system. And so I mean, that's just screwing the consumer, and that sort of behavior. I mean, what do? You go to the store and buy a bag of sugar, and if you don't use it by the end of the month, you have to throw it in a trash can. It's wrong. But as the golden rule, he who has the gold makes the rules. And as long as people allow, I learned my lesson a long time ago. I was talking to someone, I don't remember whom, because I generally, people ask me my opinion on things, I'm ready to give it. But I was talking to someone about cell phones, and it was someone who at that point, I guess, was probably 18, 19 years old, paying his own cell phone bill. And I was kind of picking at him a little bit, and I made the comment, I said how ridiculously expensive it was to get cell phones, because I don't know, this was quite a while ago, and the charges, I mean, my cell phone bill with more income than he had was much lower than his. And I said, how do you justify paying all that? And his answer was so informative. He said, you know what? That's just what it costs. And that's the way people look at it. If your phone's going to be $118 a month so that you can have the iPhone 6 Plus, then you know what? That's just what it costs. If you have to go to the gas station and put $5 worth of gas in your car because you don't have any money, then you're going to go pay $118 a month for your phone. You know what? For right now, it's still a free country. Go do it.
All right. Do we have specials?
Yes, we do. Do you have the specials?
Yeah, I already put it up.
You did. Okay.
So you want to go with it?
Yes. Give me a moment to. Well, last week when I had so much trouble reading
You
what
got
I had
glasses?
created in PDF, the reason for that was because I was viewing it in the onboard Windows 8 PDF viewer, which is terrible. And then I loaded the Adobe Acrobat Reader, and it was much clearer.
Hmm.
So interesting. I did a bad job of putting in a PDF reader in Windows 8.1.
Hey, Mike.
So are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes, Amnon.
Are you coming to eat with us?
When?
Oh, I don't know, but I mean, with Mike
Oh, no, I
Meyer.
can't. No, I got you. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead, Spence.
All right. So we continue to have some good deals, although these are probably not as good as Black Friday, but still have some good deals out there. Starting with Office Depot Office Max, we have a Dell laptop, touchscreen laptop, 15.6-inch screen with an Intel processor, dual core, $379, save $170. They've got a HP Envy inkjet printer, photo printer with automatic two-sided printing for $79.99, save $20. Brother P-Touch handheld label maker. It takes a TZE tape, which is a little bit cheaper than the larger label printers. $20. It's save $15. They've got a HP Stream 7-inch HD tablet with Windows 8.1, 32 gig of memory, $99. So you can get a Windows 8 touchscreen tablet for $99. I'm sure it's not.
Where?
Go ahead. What?
Is where?
This is at Office Depot Office Max,
Okay.
and that is. It doesn't say it's a sale price. So I knew these inexpensive tablets were coming, and they're finally here. There are a few other options out there too. Brother laser printer, print scan copy. This is it does not have an automatic feeder on it, but it is a very good option. Wireless printer, automatic duplex, $129.99, save $70. Brother all-in-one printer scanner, copy fax machine, inkjet printer with automatic two-sided printing for $59.99. That's 40 off. And a Brother laser printer, automatic two-sided printing, $59.99, save $60. I actually saw Brother has television commercials now for the first time, and they're using the guy that founded the Tybo exercise program. Billy Blanks, I think his name is. He's actually doing the commercials. It's actually pretty funny. So for the first time, we're actually seeing Brother advertise. We've got an AMD A8 desktop computer from Lenovo with 6 gig of memory, 1 terabyte hard drive. It says lowest price ever, $329.99, save $120. And the A8 is a quad core processor. Toshiba Satellite 15.6-inch laptop touchscreen with i7 processor, Intel i7 processor for $599. That's $300 off the regular price.
Good grief! I fainted.
Can I buy you a couple, Steve, and send them to you?
Good, that's an incredible price.
It is good. It is very good. Lenovo Tab A850. This is a quad-core processor, Android Jelly Bean 4.2. 16 gig of storage for $119.99, save $60. Logitech M320 mouse for $14.99. That's half price, save $15. Logitech MK550 wireless wave keyboard and mouse combo. This is $49.99. Regular price is $79.99. A SanDisk Ultra USB 3.0 flash drive, 16 gig for $12.99. 32 gig for $19.99, 64 gig for $39.99. They've got Lexar Class 10 SDHC or micro SDHC memory card, 16 gig for $39.99, 32 gig for $19.99, 64 gig for $39.99. That's pretty good. The cheapest I could find a 64 gig class 10 card capable of 48 megabits per second was on Amazon, and it was like $37. So this is a good price, in-store price. They've got a portable Bluetooth speaker system. Doesn't say what the brand is, but it's $14.99, save $25. They've got a Craig 2200 milliwatt amp hours portable battery. This is used for charging your portable device. If you charge this device up, take it with you, just basically a battery stick, and it's got a USB port on it, and you can use it as an emergency power supply. It came in handy. I have one of these. I used it when I was in Alaska. When I'm in remote areas and my phone would drain quickly, didn't have time, and I wasn't allowed to take my phone out when I was driving. So there would be times when the battery would drain fast, and I wouldn't have any power left at the end of the day. So I had one of these things for when I spent a lot of time in remote areas. They've also got a Targus 5200 milliamp hour portable battery charger, 50% off. It's $19.99. So that's much higher capacity, more than double the capacity. Western Digital MyBook external hard drive, USB 3.0, 4 terabytes for $149.99. Save $20. They've got that very versatile Logitech Vienna K480 keyboard. This is a keyboard that will work with computer, tablet, and smartphone. And it's got a switch on the side that you just want to turn it to select which device you'd like the keyboard to work with. $39.99, save $10. And that's all at that was all at the Office Depot Office Max. Next, we have Staples. The ad today was just confusing because there were so many different offers, so many prices, so many computers on sale. It just got to be overwhelming. So I tried to pick some highlights, a good sampling of different grades of machine. They have a 15.6-inch Toshiba entry-level laptop with an Intel dual-core processor, $199.99, save $180. HP laptop with AMD A8 processor, $329.99. After easy rebates, save $160. Toshiba 15.6-inch i5 laptop. This is with 8 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte of hard drive, for $449.99, save $250. It says with clip coupon after easy rebate. And an Intel i7 HP laptop, 15.6-inch. And this is $599.99, save $300. So some good prices. And now who knows how much they inflate the regular prices, but still pretty good. You can still get Windows 7 PCs, both in laptops and in desktops. And they've got an Intel Core i3 made by Dell desktop, $299.99, comes with Windows 7. Now this is just a tower. This does not include the monitor, but that's $250 off. And they have a Windows 8, also from Dell, with a Core i5 for $399.99, save $230, I'm sorry, on that desktop. If you do buy a computer, you can get a monitor, a 23-inch Dell widescreen monitor for $104.99. The regular price on that is $199. If you can buy it for $129.99 without a PC purchase, but you get an additional $15 off if you buy a PC. A Windows 7 laptop from Toshiba. This is an i3 laptop, 15.6-inch, $329, save $270. Roku's 3 streaming player, $79.99, $20 off. Acer 19.5-inch LED monitor for $79.99. That's regular price there is $119.99. It says delivery only, order in store or online. They also have an AOC 22-inch LED monitor for $99.99. Regular price on that is $149. That's also delivery only, order in the store or online. We've got Toshiba, 1 terabyte portable USB hard drive, USB 3.0 for $69.99, save 10. A 2 terabyte for $99.99, save 30. Brother MFC J470 DW wireless printer all-in-one, printer, scanner, fax, copier, two-sided printing with wireless, $69.99, save 30 bucks. HP LaserJet Pro wireless laser printer for $99, save 60. And they have the Microsoft Sculpt ergonomic mouse and keyboard combo for $99.99, save 30. And if you haven't seen this thing, it's very interesting. It still has that same kind of split quadrant where they take the keyboard and divide it in half, but very modern looking, very interesting keyboard. It also has some type of what looks like a remote that does some functions in addition to the mouse.
It may be the number pad.
It's a keypad?
It looks like it. I don't know.
It does look like a keypad, yeah, but there's also a keypad on the wireless itself, or maybe not. Well, interesting looking, 30 bucks off, $99.99. Roku streaming stick, $49.99. Logitech K400 keyboard touch. This is the one that has the glide pad built in, so it's got mouse capability in the keyboard itself. $24.99, save 15. And finally, with Staples, we have a Jabra Sport Plus Bluetooth stereo headphones, and this is 2 separate units. You just put one on each ear. They're both battery operated, and you've got a way of listening to music over, or I don't know that they have a microphone built in, so it's just headphones. But $79.99 or regularly $99, so it's $20 off. That's all at Staples. At Best Buy, we've got a HP Pavilion 15.6-inch touchscreen laptop with an Intel Core i5, $379.99. That's $50 off. Asus Mimo Pad 7 with 8 gig of memory. This is an Android tablet, $79.99. We've got a SanDisk Cruiser USB 2.0 8 gig thumb drive, $3.99, $14 off. Here's another good deal on a Windows 8 tablet. This is the HP Stream 8 8-inch tablet, 32 gig of memory, $159.99. Save 10 bucks. They've got the Fire HD 6 Kids Edition. This is the Kindle Fire tablet set up for children. It's got a rubberized case around the edge to prevent it from being damaged. $119.99, save 30 bucks. They've got a Toshiba 13.3-inch Chromebook 2, 4 gig of memory for $299.99, save $30. They've got an HP A6 laptop bundle, $329.99, save $89.96. Very carefully calculated. Comes with a case, a mouse, a bunch of other accessories, some useless software, but still, even so, the laptop is a good deal. HP touchscreen laptop bundle, A8 processor for $379.99. Save $92.96 on that one. APC backup, battery backup for that's got a 700 VA capability in it. $74.99, save 25 bucks. Targus chill mat and laptop cooling system with 4-port USB hub built in, $39.99, save 10. AOC 19.5-inch monitor for $89.99, save 20. AOC 23-inch IPS LED monitor for $129.99, save $30. HP MyBook 4 terabyte external USB hard drive, $139.99, save $50 on that. They have the 4 terabyte cloud version of that drive, personal cloud storage from Western Digital for $199.99, save $20. SanDisk Cruiser 64 gig flash drive, 64 gig flash drive for $19.99. That's $70 off. That's a good deal. It's only USB 2.0, but still the capacity is the biggest one I have, I think, is 32 gig. And that's it. Well, actually, I have something here twice. I apologize for that. The chill pad is up here twice. That's for Best Buy. And today I actually tracked down some Tiger Direct stuff. They are running their weekly ads again. The Swan XC Toy Quad Force Video Drone. Amnon, you ready for this?
Yeah.
$79.99. Save $10. That's a December 9th only price. They've got a HP 23-inch LED monitor for $129.99, and if you buy it with the after the rebate, it's $99.99, so it's 30 off. That's on December 12th. They've got an Acer 15.6-inch Windows 8 laptop. After the rebate, $50 rebate, $199.99. They've got a AOC 22-inch LED monitor. This is the in-store sale price, $99.99. It's normally $129. Asus 7-inch Android tablet, quad-core Intel Atom processor, 16 gig of memory, $79.99. Save $20. CyberPower, 825 VA battery backup, $69.99. That's a good price. That's a 450 watt capability. CyberPower makes a very good product. I've had to replace the batteries on both of my units many times, but they still work after many years. $69.99 for the CyberPower. They've got something called a ScreenBeam Mini 2 wireless display adapter, and what this is an adapter you plug into the HDMI port on your television and lets you stream through over Wi-Fi from supported tablets and computers. You run an app, and it will send the video from your screen to the computer. To the television, which for $39.99 is a good deal. I remember looking for devices to do this several years ago for an office environment, and it was hundreds of dollars. It's a good deal. They have something called the Wemo Wi-Fi light switch or appliance switch, and one is actually a wall plate mounted switch, and the other is a external device that you plug into an outlet and provides a switched outlet. So control those two, either the wall switch or the utility device, $39 each. That's actually a pretty good price. They've got 8 gig of DDR3 notebook memory for $69.99. That's from Crucial Memory. And they've got a 16 gig DDR3 notebook memory for $129.99. Logitech wireless keyboard K400. This is that one with the built-in touchpad, $24.99. Save $15. SanDisk Ultra 2 240 gig solid state drive. That's a 2.5-inch laptop form factor, $109.99. Save $110. And finally, Western Digital Black 1 terabyte desktop hard drive. That's a 3.5-inch form factor, $69.99 after rebate, and that's at Tiger Direct. And I want everybody should volunteer to buy at least one of these items and send them to us so we can test them, and then we'll report back. And that's
Pretty
it.
good. Pretty good. Let me see.
I wish I was in the market for a laptop. I just don't need one because the prices are good. I put some memory in my old Dell Core 2 Duo laptop because it was getting kind of slowing down. It was running Windows 7 on it, and it just had a lot of swapping going on. I didn't realize that it only had 2 gig of memory, and I upgraded the memory, and now it's like a new machine. Big difference. Are we there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to do something.
Okay. Do away. I'm actually working on
There we
Are
go.
you-
Say good morning. Oh, wait. Can you hear Mike?
Can you hear Mike what?
I'm
He has to
saying,
say something.
can you hear Mike talk? Oh, no, you can't.
Good morning.
I know you can
Good
see
morning.
Mike, right?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who are you talking to?
Mike Meyer. You don't see him?
Oh no, I don't watch the stream anymore.
Oh, okay. Shoot, I'm saying, what's going on? I mean, I know I did it
Yeah,
right.
I'm sitting there wondering what's going on too.
Yeah, I didn't want to add another camera because I didn't want to crash Wirecast. I didn't know if it was.
Oh,
So why don't you introduce Mike, because Gene doesn't know who he is.
I'll let Mike introduce himself. He's used to talk.
yeah. I think I've been on with Gene before, haven't I?
Yeah.
Last time I was here. I was listening
Well,
on the way here. That was
Mike,
that was a lot of specials.
Mike is Zen TV. He's one of the broadcasters on the IIB, and he's doing sort of like what we're doing here.
Yeah,
And you're
similar.
coming from
Maryland.
he came all the way from Maryland just to be with
Yeah,
us.
yeah. On my way home.
I don't know how to get rid of the lower third on this. Shoot.
I heard Andrew earlier too.
Anyway. Yeah, that was pretty good, Spence.
Lots of stuff.
Yep. Lots and lots of stuff.
Anyway, Amnon, I got to get out of here. So if you guys want to keep going, that's fine. But I'm gonna bid you all a farewell. And Mike, I'm sorry I can't make it over. I got a conflict.
That's
but,
okay.
I hope I'll catch you next time.
Have a good holidays.
Yeah, you too. We'll be talking to you.
All right, Mike. All right, yeah, we can just end it.
Have a good week, Mike.
And you as well. Take care, guys.
And thanks everybody. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie, and Donna. Thank you everybody for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive, update your virus scanner. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. And while you're at it, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tune in tonight, actually, at 8 o'clock for the Tanya Love Show. Tomorrow at 1, it's the Breaking Free Show. See you, everybody.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.